Which one? What?
Time to play your first game of of, would you do this or that?
Oh, okay. Well, I gotta make these pancakes. Oh, I see. Gotta make the bubbles at the top.
So would you choose to fight the Wharton, the most strongest mob in Minecraft?
Or, what's my other choice?
The Wither Storm.
The Wither... probably the Wither Storm. Oliver, leave the broom alone. Thank you. Get the broom. There we go. You're gonna take a bath after we eat some pancakes. You wanna take a bath? You wanna take a bath?
Baby bath?
Well, yeah, a baby shower. We're gonna take a baby shower. Yeah. I was gonna go work out at the gym today. So I had to take my son to work, and he had to be at work at 11. And then I was gonna, ooh, these pancakes. Yeah, had to flip the pancakes. So he had to be at work at 11, and I was gonna, I was like, you know what? The kids are sleeping. So we went to bed late last night. So I'm gonna sneak like an hour in at the gym. I went to the bathroom, brushed my teeth, and I was in the bathroom under 5 minutes. 5 minutes. The kids were knocked out asleep. And when I opened the bathroom door, this is what I saw. How? They must have sensed. They must have sensed that there was something that I wanted to do. And they were like, where are you going? So I took my son to work, and now I'm making pancakes. You guys would be so proud of me. You see that swing set out there? You see that? I put that together. I put that swing set together by myself. 100% by myself. Did I want to cry?
You did it.
Who helped me?
You had my help and then Zabra's help.
Oh yeah, you guys are right. I'm sorry. I had Jude's help and my older son's help to hold up some stuff, right? Yeah. And you brought me the pieces. That's right. I have time to take them to the park. The park is good for socializing, yes. But I don't always have time to do that. So I had to make a park in my own backyard. I built a park. And you should have saw it. Like in the midst of summer, we had swimming pools out there. Yes, I said pools. Inflatable. We had an inflatable pool and one of those hard plastic pools. We would play in the play in the water, have the water sprinkle and say, it's raining, the rain cloud is coming to get you. We played water balloon fights. So I had to make do by putting it all in our own backyard because I didn't have the time. Plus, now they can go back there and play. Our yard is fenced in, so the little ones can go back there and play by themselves. And this is so cool about my new house. Kitchen is humongous. And look, there's the back door. So all I do is slide open those blinds. The kitchen is huge, you guys. This is only like a portion of the kitchen. And I can sit at the table and work, see my laptop there, and just look out the door while the kids play. And I can see the whole backyard. Okay, so I was dressed to go to the gym. See, I had my gym stuff on, ready to go. So I just came and did some pancakes. I'm gonna go change. I probably go to the gym later on this afternoon instead. My son, I gotta pick him up at 6. So I'll probably, when I lay the baby down for a nap, at he'll take a nap at 4. And he'll sleep from 4 to 6. And yes, he still goes to bed at night. I'll explain our schedule. It's a little unorthodox, but he'll probably take a nap, probably somewhere between 3. Between 3 and 4, he'll lay down for a nap. Then I'm going to the gym. But that's not what this video is about. You guys have been asking about my virtual secretary job. And I want, please stop. And I wanted to give you guys some insight into that. But it's smoky in here because, you see this? This old oven hood, it does not work. But I bought a brand spanking new stovetop. Let me turn this down some. So I bought a brand new stovetop. But this, I ordered this at the same time, and it came in twice broke. So they haven't been able to install it yet. So because of that, they upgraded me to a better one as a courtesy. And it should be in October 11th is when it should come in. And I ordered this back in July. So they courtesy upgraded me because I keep having issues with it coming in cracked. So it's crazy. But this doesn't work. So it's a little smoky in here. So let me open the back door. See, I'm just gonna slide this open and get that screen. I just love it. I love our back door. Love it. So now it's gonna let some of that, some of that air circulate in here. Okay, so in that short period of time, the dog escaped out the back. My daughters had took the dog out. Dog escaped, ran to the front of the house. Oliver wanted, like, he's pushing on the screen. Remember when I opened the glass part of it and it was just the screen? He's over there pushing on it. And I'm like, get off the screen. So then he's crying. So my oldest daughter came and got him so I could finish cooking these pancakes. And finish telling you guys about my virtual secretary position. All right, so it's for a nonprofit. For this one, however, it is a blessing. Remember, like long ago when I told you guys that my mom has her own nonprofit organization? It's called SHEP, Sight Hearing Encouragement Program. My mother is deaf and blind, and in 2012, she wanted to help other deaf and blind people by starting an organization because she saw a need here in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. So, what is the movie called Robots? See a need, fill a need. So that's what she did. And so she was the first nonprofit here, the first organization that was started to really promote like deaf and blind awareness and teach them to be confident in and sufficient in independent living. And there's a lot to the program. I can do a whole video just telling you about SHEP, which if that's what you want, then let me know in the comments. I'll let you know more about it. And then maybe you can, if you know somebody in your city, maybe you guys can start something and maybe SHEP can have a partnership with you. And you know how nonprofits work. It's so exciting. Which I'm starting a nonprofit. I will have details on that soon when I get that going. So exciting. My sister inspired me to just go ahead and do it. Okay, so let's get back. I digress. My mom has her own nonprofit organization, and she didn't even tell me about this position. I happened to have saw that they had posted all these positions. They needed a program manager. Now, my sister did tell me that they got approved for this grant. So nonprofit organizations get grants. And if you were wondering how do people get employed by these nonprofit organizations? Look for organizations in your area and reach out to them and see if they need remote work if you're looking to work from home. And they had posted, because they had got this grant, they needed a program manager, they needed a finance manager, they needed 2 secretaries, they needed an SSP manager, which SSP are the people that provide service for the deaf and blind people. Like, if you guys want to hear more about my mom's nonprofit, let me know in the comments and I'll definitely make a video telling you more about it. So I was like, what? You guys are hiring for these positions? Is there anything I qualify for? And then my sister was like, so she gave me like a rundown of all the positions, and they're all of them were virtual, because my mom doesn't have, she used to have a physical building. And then it was just like, okay, the building was just for us, because people didn't really come to our building for services. That was just kind of just for us to have a building. And then when she would have meetings with clients and stuff, that was the only time they came to the building. That was few and far between when they would actually come in person and meet. Because a lot of it was done through email, correspondence, and other ways where they didn't have to come and meet. Or my mom would have somebody take her to the actual state building, the state capitol. So all the positions are virtual because she does not have a physical office. And I was just like, is there anything I qualify for? I qualified for the staff secretary. So it's a remote job and the pay is good. I mean, the pay is, it's good. I was just like, oh my gosh. I mean, it keeps me busy because what I would need to do. So if you're being a virtual secretary, here's some responsibilities that a lot of secretaries would need to do. I have to organize, like when I get emails about meetings or whatnot, I have to put that on the calendar and send out the meeting invites. I have to make sure that I schedule follow-ups. If there's something that was brought to my attention that a follow-up appointment is needed, I will schedule the follow-up. I reach out and give reminders to the other staff. It's like, think of what an actual secretary would do when there are meetings. I am with we have Zoom meetings and I keep the minute meetings, the meeting minutes, type it up. I make sure everybody gets a copy of it. I control the Dropbox, organizing the Dropbox and all those files. Anything that, all these different correspondences, new hires, I make sure that I keep that all together in the Dropbox because I also act as HR, which is why I get paid like really good. So I'm like HR/staff secretary. So I keep track of all new hire information. I keep track of clients. When we have the clients, I keep all the client information in a Dropbox and contacts. And if there are any follow-ups or if somebody just wants, because I have two emails. One email is like the HR email and one email is like the info. You know how when companies say, just email us at info@shep.org. Yeah, we have the info@shep.org. I run that. So say somebody's like, I'm curious about your program, or how can I become a volunteer? I would actually, we have like these informational flyers that we already have readily available. I push that out to them and then I CC the correct department and introduce them to that person. So yes, it's time consuming, but it's completely doable while I'm still doing my other full-time job. I love it. It just works out that way. And so I started doing research like, oh my gosh, what if I got burnt out on teaching and I just want to do this for several companies, like, which there's some other things in the works that I'm going to explain to you guys in following videos. I just don't want to make this one too long. But I've been doing so much research on other virtual work that doesn't really have to do with education and kids or whatnot. And I've come across so much gold. Some you have to have a degree. Like some say they want you to have at least a bachelor's degree. I have a master's degree in education. And then they want you to have some experience doing this, and that. When you're a teacher, that covers a lot. Because you think about it, you're Oliver. You guys have to see this. Remember when I said he was pushing on the screen? The screen door is there. Now I have to carefully watch and make sure the dog and the baby don't bust through the screen. Like, please don't. No, Oliver, don't push on the screen. No, Oliver. Okay, I'm gonna have to close the glass door because this is making me nervous. You can imagine those screens are expensive to replace. Hey, what are you doing? I'm about to close the door because you're like putting all your body weight on this screen. You're watching them mow? Yeah, it's our neighbor. You see the lawnmower? Oh, I need one of those. Ooh, yeah. Tears. I closed the door. I mean, he can still look out of it, but now it's not, I guess the lawnmower, it's not that loud to where he can hear loudly and then push on the screen. Like, stop. Oh, kids. But, okay. So those are some of the jobs that virtual secretaries do. Just keeping things in order. The only thing missing, I mean, I even sent out where I created a survey questionnaire thing. What's your birthday? Your favorite color? Like, I created all that and sent it out to the employees. And then I have an allotment to where I can send, since we don't, we don't have a physical office, so I can send on their birthdays like a little gift card and a staff thank you. Maybe like if we're slammed for a couple of weeks, then I can send everybody like a virtual Starbucks. I mean, you guys might hate me for saying this, but I think Starbucks is overrated. Like, seriously overrated. But when you think of virtual coffee type treats, then there's nothing else that comes to mind but Starbucks. So, Starbucks might be overrated, but they've kind of monopolized the market in that area. So, when people think of, oh, they love coffee, I'm going to send them a Starbucks gift card. Yeah. If I can find something else to kind of shake it up a little bit, I would. But, yeah, so as the secretary, since I don't bring them their coffee in the morning, I just wanted to be able to spoil the staff and make sure they get that little treats here and there. So those are some things that a virtual secretary would do, keeping everything in order, keeping everybody sane so that they can be the most effective doing their job, where their job would have more talking to the people, like dealing with the actual people. And then we have the program manager, where she deals with everybody and she finds grants, and she actually she's on the team of like finding the grants. And then the finance manager, she's really good at writing grants. So that's a lot of work when you're out there and you're looking for partnerships. And so I take some of the stress off of them by keeping everything organized, keeping up with reminders and whatnot. So I suggest job sites like Career Builder, Indeed, and etc. So many of them are out there now. I learned of the ZipRecruiter. There's so many different job sites out there. If you Google, then all of a sudden this job site pops up. Also, if depending on what you're trying to do, especially if you're trying to look for something local, like with the startup nonprofit, or Chef's been around for 10 years. So I don't know if you would consider that still beginning stages, since they've been around for 10 years. But keep your ear to the ground, and you might have to be your own job recruiter. Opportunities in your area, things that you know of, learn about stuff that's going on. If you're good on social media, it might not even be in your area, but you might be like, you know what, I'm gonna reach out, especially if you have the experience and the skill and the know-how. People have said in the past that you can reach out to influencers and other creators and say you're good at social media. You're just like, you know what, I just don't like to be the face of it, but I'm good at navigating and yielding that bad boy, and I can market my behind off. I hate marketing. I'm very bad at marketing, as you guys can probably tell. I've been inconsistent on my channel. I'm really bad at marketing with my business. If I could afford to hire someone to do it for me, where all I had to do was work on the products and somebody else did all the other stuff, I would jump on that in a heartbeat. And there are people that they start out big. Like, they might be a startup, but they have big dreams, big goals. They take loans out to start their business. Like, they take thousands and thousands of dollars out worth of loans to start their business. And they may need someone like you to help them with it, whether it be a secretary or somebody that's going to do their marketing for them. So those are some ideas. I suggest you're going to have to do some searching. Keep your ear to the ground. Like, my sisters didn't even tell me about these positions. I just heard about my mom getting a grant, and the next thing I know, I always keep an eye on what's going on with my mom's organization. I just happened to see that they were hiring for positions, and I was like, what? And they didn't even think of me because I have a job. But then when I was like, I can totally do it, then I applied like everybody else. While everybody else was applying for the managerial positions because they make more money, I was the only applicant, because they need to hire quick, and I was the only applicant to apply for the staff position. There were two. I ended up absorbing both positions, which is why because they didn't have any other applicants for that position. They didn't do marketing. That's the thing. They didn't, like, they posted it and they made like a Facebook post. That's how I learned about it. They made a Facebook post about it. They made a social media post, but they didn't go on like a job site and pay for them to advertise the position. You know, they didn't want to invest that type of money. They were just trying to see, well, let's see, of all of our followers, let's see if anybody's available to do these positions. And here I am. I got the job, you guys. I have increased my income, almost doubled it, by taking on this job. So you got my teaching income, then you have Cambly, this job, and Outschool, and that pretty much kind of doubles my, you know, my salary. So it's like, I'm good, you guys. Single mom of 5. My oldest is an adult, but I still help her. I pay her car insurance. She just bought a new car, and I'm thinking she's ready to take over her own car insurance. And she's like, Mom, can you keep me on the insurance? So of course the car insurance is higher, but I'm still paying for it. I just want her to succeed. You know what I mean? So when she feels like she's ready, I trust she'll just be like, she took over her cell phone. So I used to pay for her cell phone too. She took over that. So I think her and her boyfriend, they're high school sweethearts, got a plan together. So I don't have to pay for her cell phone bill anymore. But I'm proud of her. She got her own place. She's been living on her own since she was 19, by choice. Now when I say on her own, she has a roommate, but I don't pay her bills. Her boyfriend don't pay her bills. She pays her own bills. She has a roommate. Like, you know, her own house bills. And she still travels with him, and she lives a really good life. I'm just so proud of her. I know I'm creating generational wealth, and I pray prosperity and happiness and love and health over all my children. And I know that that's what's in store for them. That's what's going to happen. So I will keep you guys posted on things that things that develop, things that come up. But yeah, that's the skinny on the virtual secretary position. It just, sometimes, have you ever heard the saying, it's not always what you know, but who you know? This was more of those who you know situations. But what I know kind of gave me a little bump over a lot, because I was able to absorb 2 positions. They was like, oh my gosh, you can do both of these. Do you think you can? I was like, I can do it. Yeah. And I got to make my own schedule too. So sometimes it's who you know. So networking is good. If you guys are on social media, as many times as I say, I'm just going to just delete social media. I'm just tired. You know, you get the cyber bullies, which you guys tell me, don't give them your energy. I feel like you should stand up to bullies, because so many times, you know, in school, when they don't stand up to the bully just keeps on. And then there are people that are not so strong and don't know how to handle that. Nobody stands up to the bullies. So I call them out and stand up to them. And then the same person doesn't continue to bully me. It's always a new one. You know what I mean? It's not the same person coming back to bully me over and over. Unless if they're really that bored with life and they create different accounts. But yeah, I mean, there's so much you can probably think of. You probably got some aha moments watching this video on things that you can do. There's so many ways out there, you guys, to make money. And you can still work from home. As I come up with developments, they're yours too. So as always, it's time for us to eat. These pancakes are ready. The eggs are about ready. TTF.